So welcome to today's webinar. Let's go ahead and get started again, start over. My name is Tony Vernetti, and I'll be facilitating today's webinar, and I'll introduce the presenters here in a moment. So thank you for joining us today for this webinar on how to participate in the Octopus Energy GridBoost Program, which is an incentive program for owners of home battery systems in Texas. Octopus Energy's leading distributed energy resource management system will manage the homeowner's Enphase battery by storing solar power when real-time electricity prices are low, and then exporting solar power when real-time prices are highest. Homeowners can potentially earn hundreds of dollars in bill credits for electricity exported to the grid under this GridBoost program. So here we've got an overview of the agenda. First, I'm going to give you an overview of Enphase Grid Services, why you should work with Enphase for grid services for your home battery system. And then I'm going to pass it along to the experts at Octopus Energy to give us a thorough overview of the entire program and how it works. They'll go over the things like the customer journey, and then we'll talk about the next steps that you should take if you want to participate in this exciting program. And then we'll have the Q&A at the end. So to tell us more about the details of the GridBoost program, we have Tom Breer, who is the head of flexibility and partnership at Octopus Energy. We also have Katie Rosario joining us from Octopus Energy. She's the marketing manager, as well as a few folks from Enphase who are supporting the webinar today. Steve Lasher, who's the head of business development for Grid Services. Also Sarah Sawanjandar, head of marketing for Grid Services, and Bachula Kaushik, who's the head of product management for Grid Services as well. So we really have all the experts on the line here today to answer any questions that you might have. So Enphase is working hard to be part of as many grid services programs as we can across the country. If you're not familiar with grid services, essentially it is an agreement that an owner of an energy system, typically a home battery storage system, can make with a utility or other related organization that allows them to get a financial benefit for sharing the power and the energy from their battery system with the utility grid. Oftentimes there are upfront incentives, sometimes there are ongoing incentives for your ongoing participation. The Enphase hardware and software suite is designed from the ground up to be ready for grid services as those programs develop across the country. We also offer support for multiple battery modes, such as full backup mode, savings mode, and self-consumption. The specific battery mode that a customer is going to choose may vary depending on what their personal goals are and what the requirements are for that grid services program. So we offer a lot of flexibility with how to program your battery. And we also offer the ability to manage your grid services participation easily, either through the Enphase website or even through the Enphase app. We also offer 24/7 customer support, which is rare in the solar and battery storage industry. When we developed our battery system a few years ago, we realized that we're not just a hardware provider anymore. In a sense, we are a utility for the homeowner when their power goes out from the main utility. So we realized we need to be able to pick up that phone and help customers and installers out 24/7. So that's another big advantage of working with Enphase. Our latest battery comes with a 15-year warranty right out of the box. That's the IQ Battery 5P. In the previous generation, the IQ Battery 10T comes with a 10-year warranty, which can be extended to 15 years. And these are industry-leading warranties, longer than you'll typically see from our competitors in the market. We also offer great support for installers, as I mentioned. Installers can manage all of their systems or I should say monitor and manage all the systems they've installed easily through the Enphase installer app, formerly known as Enlighten Manager. And we also offer excellent training for installers, not just sales training, which is my focus with the company, but also design training and installation training, both virtual as well as in person throughout our regional training centers around the country. And I'll give you a little bit more information on training toward the end of this session, where you can get certified if you're relatively new to Enphase. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Tom Breer to give you all the details of the program. Tom, take it away.
Thanks, Tony. We'll do a quick couple of intros on our side. Thanks everybody for joining. We're super excited to launch this kind of battery program in Texas for Enphase customers. We think there's a lot of potential here in Texas, especially with some of the new programs that ERCOT are offering to really help customers who have batteries kind of earn additional value streams from those batteries, and also to kind of support grid reliability that comes with it. So my name's Tom. I head up our partnerships and flexibility programs here at Octopus, which includes our partnership with Enphase. We're a retail electric provider here in Texas, and one of the things that we specialize in is flexibility services and customers with connected devices. So we have our own technology platform that helps to manage a range of connected devices, all the way through from batteries, smart thermostats, and electric vehicles, offering customers discounts on their energy rates and kind of monthly incentives to kind of help them make the most of those assets and kind of bring down the kind of return on investment. So we're really excited, and I'll hand over to Katie to do a quick intro before I go over a bit more about the program and what we're kind of looking to offer customers.
Sure. My name is Katie Rosario. I'm the marketing manager over here at Octopus Energy. In terms of Octo GridBoost, I'm responsible for helping put together any marketing materials, information packets, or anything else we need to get this program going. So I'll quickly pass it over to Tom to get the ball rolling. Tom, are you frozen?
You look frozen.
Okay.
Tom, is your mic muted? It looks like perhaps you're.
No, I think his screen's frozen.
Okay.
I can jump in for the time being if you like.
Sure.
Maybe you can support. This is Steve Lasher here, Director of Business Development for Grid Services. Been working with Tom in Octopus Energy here for several weeks and months actually to get this program launched, and it's pretty exciting. So purpose is really to reduce the strain on electric grid during peak times. We do have, the benefit of being able to participate in the ERCOT ADER pilot here. So they're going to take advantage of that and not only participate in the ADER pilot, but also the energy market, and that revenue will be shared with the customer. So we'll get into that in a little bit.
Am I back?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I was just covering really the first bullet, so I think you can.
Apologies, I had a computer malfunction. So yes, so the purpose of the program is to really kind of help customers to maximize the value that they're getting from the battery. So we all know here in Texas that grid stability is a very important topic at the minute, especially with more and more renewables coming onto the grid and increasing electrification through the electrification of transport, more kind of industry and residential people moving to the area. So what this does is it kind of really presents an opportunity for residential batteries to help reduce strain on the grid, whilst also kind of taking part in the wider kind of electricity markets and maximizing the price that they can pay from exporting during real-time pricing. So in terms of eligibility, the customer will need to be, this is open to residential customers here in the ERCOT deregulated region of Texas. And the way it works is that we will connect to the customer's Enphase battery via our Octopus Energy app and kind of control the battery in response to kind of grid signals that we receive from ERCOT. That kind of we get paid for, and in response to some of the real-time markets. So what that enables us to do is to kind of participate these batteries into some of the ancillary service and energy markets, and allow us to get value from these batteries, which we can pass on to the customer. So what we're looking to do is kind of control these on a daily basis, but we may not always dispatch each day. It'll really depend on the kind of grid conditions and the pricing that we pay. So we will kind of dispatch these batteries when grid prices are very high and pass on that kind of real-time rate back to the customer. We have 100% real-time pass-through, so they will get 100% of the value that we get at the real-time rate, and we don't have any caps on that and no kind of limits, and customers are free to kind of cash that out whenever they want. The dispatches are likely to take place between the hours of sort of 4 p.m. and 8 a.m., but it will vary depending on the pricing and the signals that we see from ERCOT. In terms of the kind of customer incentive, what we want to do is kind of really pass these values back to the customer. So as I said, we're looking to do a monthly credit incentive. That's a fixed incentive of $40 a month. for every customer that has at least a 10 kilowatt hour Enphase battery that's kind of connected and controllable via our systems. And in addition to that, we will pay the customer 100% of the real-time price for any electricity exported back to the grid. As I said, no caps, 100% pass through, and the credit can be cashed out. In terms of what we're asking back for the customer, we're looking to run the program annually, and we're kind of committing to an 80% kind of battery usable capacity, cycling once a day to ensure that we're kept within the warranty. And they'll need to be an Octopus Energy kind of retail customer in order to take part of this. So if we can go to the next slide, please. So yeah, as I said, this kind of just gives a quick overview of what the kind of customer will do. As I said, minimum capacity that we need is a 10 kilowatt hour battery, and there's a fixed incentive of $40 a month. The customer will get this kind of regardless of what we do from kind of a dispatch point of view or what the kind of battery does from an export point of view. In addition to that, as I said, we'll pass through the real-time price that we export, and we have estimated that the value to be sort of between $200 to $500 a year for a 10 kilowatt hour battery. Again, this ranges on a number of different factors, including household consumption during the time of export. If the household's using less and we can export to the grid and prices are high, then the more that they're exporting, the more that they'll get paid. And again, depending on the available battery capacity that's available at the time of export. And of course, the key factor of determining the value is what the kind of real-time market rates are. We've developed this based on the 2022 real-time price. And we've seen, you know, over the last year, we've seen some values being really, really high in monthly kind of monthly values. I think in May and July last year, we saw kind of export values of around 27 cents per kilowatt. So yeah, as I said, we'll always promise to maintain a 20% reserve state of charge for backup. And yes, the $480 a year, $40 a month is fixed, but the kind of export values are not guaranteed as they're based on kind of real-time market pricing. That's the next slide, please. Yeah, so just a quick back overview of the eligibility. Customers have kind of a minimum 10 kilowatt hour battery of usable capacity. They must be connected to the internet through the Enphase IQ gateway to ensure that we can kind of control and dispatch that battery. They must be in a deregulated ERCOT area of Texas. That's the kind of Centerpoint, Oncor, and kind of TNMP regions, as that's where we, Octopus, are able to service. There must be an Octopus Energy retail electric customer and be on one of our fixed plans. And as part of the sign-up journey, they will be required to sign a participation agreement that is an Enphase document, as well as the Octo GridBoost terms and conditions, which will be surfaced in the Octopus Energy app. We'll leave the battery reserve at 20% state of charge. Storm guard mode won't be engaged during a grid services event, so anytime that we dispatch the event. And importantly, the customer can opt out of the program at any time without penalty, but they will lose the $40 a month incentive, and any export values will be down to whatever the battery does in the mode that the customer has it in. Next slide, please. So the customer journey. So we've tried to make this as simple as possible for the customer to sign in and make this as seamless as possible and easy for them to connect. So if the customer wants to enroll in the Octo GridBoost program, we need to determine whether they're an Octopus Energy retail customer, as that's kind of one of the key criteria. There's kind of got two steps to this. If they're not a retail customer, then they'll just need to go onto our website, sign up to one of our programs, sign up to one of our plans, and from that point on, they're then eligible to do it. And if they're already a customer, then great. All they need to do is download the customer app. We've got versions both available in the Apple App Store and the Android Google Play Store, and follow the customer journey that's kind of signposted in the app. The way that we kind of do it is we'll go on to some slides in a minute, but the customer kind of goes through a seamless onboarding journey in the app, which kind of gives them information on the program itself, and kind of walks them through how to connect their device. Once the device is connected, the customer doesn't need to do anything else. They kind of sit back, relax, and we'll do the rest for them. We'll manage the exports, we'll apply the credits and the retail and the real-time export prices to their monthly bills. And they can kind of opt out at any time in the app should they wish to do so. We do also have some, if the customer is not an Octopus Energy customer, we're more than happy to kind of work with installers to set up a referral program to Octopus, whereby installers can benefit and kind of customers are then able to kind of take part in the process. So please do drop me an email or follow the link that's on the Octo GridBoost landing page if you're interested, and we'd be happy to have a conversation on that. So up next, we've just got a couple of different pages showing the kind of onboarding journey that we've designed so far. Again, with the idea in mind being as simple as easy for the customer to kind of navigate through that journey and connect the battery. On to the next slide, please. So as well as the landing page, once the customer jumps into the app, they will see a kind of tile on the home page which talks about Octo GridBoost and gives them kind of an overview of the monthly values that they can look to achieve from enrolling in the program. Once they click connect now, they'll be taken to the next screen where they have a carousel in the app of moving cards, which kind of talks them through the program, including the paying for the exports, not needing to do anything, the monthly incentive, as well as kind of giving customers a reassurance on the backup. If they still want to go ahead from there, they can click get started, or if they want to find out more, they can click on the FAQs to a more detailed FAQs page. When they click start, get started, we really want to kind of make this as seamless as possible for the customer. So if we can go on to the next slide, please, Tony. The kind of in-app enrollment is meant to be as intuitive as possible to the customer. So we have a range of different connected devices that they can connect to, as you can see on the left-hand side. They will need to click on home battery. From there, select the Enphase. Enphase is the battery manufacturer, and then they're taken into the sign-up journey. From there, they'll click start sign up, and they'll be shown the kind of terms and conditions that they need to accept in order to be part of the program. That includes both, as I said, the Enphase participation agreement, which is an Enphase document, as well as the Octo GridBoost terms and conditions. Once they've clicked those checkboxes, they'll be able to go into the enrollment journey. Go to the next page. From there, they will go to your Enphase login. What this will do is this basically takes them to a page in their Enlighten app, which allows them to kind of connect their device via their credentials and give us the permissions to control. So if we go on to the next stage, we will see just a couple of screenshots. So yeah, once they click on the Enphase login, this will take them to a pop-up within the app to authenticate via their Enphase app. They just simply need to put their email address and password, and once that's all passed, we just need to click allow access from there, and that will give us the credentials back and the token back to be able to kind of connect to and control the battery. On to the next page, please. This sign-up journey is something that we've been working hard with Enphase on to make as kind of seamless as possible. We're expecting that to roll out in July 2023, so in just over a month's time. In the interim, we've created a very simple kind of sign-up journey for customers in the web enrollment journey, whereby once they've created their Octopus Energy account, they just sign into that online, and we just ask for a couple of bits of information, including the name on the Enphase account, the email used, and the site ID, and kind of directing them where to find this. Once we've received that information and they've clicked on the participation agreement and the terms and conditions and accepted that, we pass that information on to Enphase manually, and they register the site within the program. Next page, please. So I think that's everything from our point of view in terms of a program overview, customer eligibility and incentive, and what some of the customer journey does. If we go to the next slide, I think we've got a bit of information on what we'd love to have as many installers on board as possible to kind of promote this program to. Hopefully, it's a exciting program that helps to unlock a number of different value streams for customers looking to get a battery, helping them to kind of improve their kind of return on investment from that asset. It's really important for us to get as many of these batteries into the pilot as possible. We're also having a big push here internally within our own existing customers to get to come on that journey and to get batteries installed. So we're promoting Enphase batteries internally wherever we can as well. So I'll hand over to Katie. Katie can kind of give a quick overview of some of the marketing creatives and where we can help installers if needs be.
For sure. So anything with Octopus Energy marketing is pretty fluid. So we have a lot of people on board that can help us quickly churn out marketing materials as needed. So for example, if you need help you have lots of customer questions on particular topics or anything like that that we are lacking in terms of like our website or throughout the portal or anything like that, we can quickly put stuff together for you guys. So it's, again, very, very fluid. So whatever you guys need, we want to be able to give you guys the tools that you need to be successful. So please feel free to use it as an open conversation to say, I would, you know, it'd be cool if we could have this, or, you know, flyer here, postcard here, whatever it may be, or additions to the website, emails that you'd like to create, anything like that. We pretty much can create anything and everything very quickly.
Yeah, and I think yeah, just to add to that, we, you know, as Katie said, we are super fluid. We realize that battery programs in Texas are something that's relatively new, especially with the new pilot. So we're really open to feedback from installers. You know, we'll iterate on the messaging over time, and also look at iterating on the incentive depending on what the kind of customer uptake and customer feeling is towards the program. We want to make sure that we've got a program that's suitable for, you know, us, for Enphase, and also for the customer to kind of maximize what they're getting out of this and to really kind of share that value back. So we're really open to kind of, you know, dialogue on this, conversation on this, and any feedback. So you know, any feedback, positive or negative, please do feel free to share. It's super valuable to us. So I think, thank you. That's everything from us. I know that there's a couple of other slides on from here, but more than happy to kind of take Q&A from here, you know, either online or offline. And yeah, we can kind of provide a link for more information if you do want to kind of get on board with us.
Thank you very much, Tom and Katie, for that overview. That was excellent. It's a really exciting program. I do want to just mention a couple of words about certification to install Enphase systems. Many of you may already be certified installers, but if you're new to working with Enphase equipment, we have free certification available. It's all web-based. There's an in-person component as well, but these are the certifications you can actually get through our online education portal called Enphase University. We offer an Enphase storage sales certification. We also offer Enphase storage installation certification. So the installation certification is actually a requirement for you to install systems. Once you actually do the physical installation, you have to use the Enphase app to commission, and you want to make sure that you're certified so you actually have the permissions you need to do that commissioning step of the process. And we also require a design certification for at least one person that works for the company must obtain the certification. Again, just along the lines of installation, we just want to ensure that all of our installers are properly informed and educated about all the ins and outs of our system to make sure that you're successful and that we all have a great experience with the performance of the systems. And we also offer Enphase solar installation certification as well. This is not something that's required for commissioning storage systems, but it's just an additional one that's available. And as I mentioned, we do offer hands-on installation training as well. If you'd like to actually go to a regional training center, or we also have a mobile van that does hands-on training that travels around the country, please, again, log into Enphase University. The same place where you can take these online courses is also where you can register for hands-on training, and you'll be able to see a calendar of upcoming training events around the country and in Texas, of course. Here we've got a few links to help you with your next steps. The first link here will take you to the Enphase Energy Grid Services webpage, which will have links to all the different grid services programs that we're currently working with, including the Octo GridBoost program. And then below that, we have a link to the actual Octopus Energy Octo GridBoost webpage to sign up there, and a link here about storage certification details. And then lastly, we have a LinkedIn group as well for grid services. These programs are something that people like to learn from each other about. So if you would like to join that group and exchange ideas and information with other installers and with the Enphase experts, I encourage you to check that as well. And if you do have questions about any grid services programs that Enphase is involved in, you can email using that email there at the bottom of the page there, gridservices@enphase.com. And I will, what I was going to do is actually show you on the Enphase website where to go. So if you go to the home page, click search, grid services. Looks like it's taking a moment to load here. Oh, I apologize. That didn't actually come up with the search result that I anticipated there. Okay, so let's come down here. All right, so this is the Enphase Grid Services page. As you can see, we have programs in Arizona, Connecticut, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont, New York, and Texas. And currently, if you click on the link for Texas, it'll take you directly to the Octopus Energy page. In the near future, we'll have additional details and pertinent information on the Enphase website. But if you go to this Octopus Energy GridBoost page, you'll have a direct link to the source here, and you'll have the opportunity to register on this page as well. So with that, we'll go to the Q&A. We had one question come in, Tom, and this I think was typed in at the very beginning of your presentation, so you may have covered this already, but the question is that $40 credit towards their electricity bill, or is it a payment to the homeowner via check?
It's a credit on their electricity bill. So there'll be two ways. There'll be a couple of entries on the bill. There'll be obviously the $40 a month credit, which will obviously go towards any usage, and if they have kind of credit left over, then they can cash that out. And there'll be kind of the real time. They'll kind of be the solar buyback credits that they get from there as well. And I think it's worth mentioning just to kind of make sure I'm really clear on it. So when managing the battery in response to these kind of real-time prices, obviously us as a supplier has continuous view of what these pricing and grid signals are. We use our flexibility platform to intelligently control those batteries to ensure that actually we are really maximizing the opportunity of when these batteries are exported, to ensure that we're picking those events which kind of really do help to kind of maximize those revenues in response, compared to a kind of a dumb system whereby the battery is simply just in kind of self-consumption mode or self-export mode, not necessarily looking for some of the signals that helps to maximize those opportunities.
Tom, another question came in from the same person, Raquel, and that is, do those credits continue to roll over, or is there a drop-off date?
There's no drop-off date. As soon as the credits are applied, those are the customer's credits. They're welcome to keep them on their account for as long as possible, and if they have credits kind of left over and have paid all of their kind of energy charges, they're welcome to get in touch, and we will kind of refund that credit. So there's no caps, no limits, no expiration dates on the credits. Once the customer earns those, that's theirs to keep.
Great, thank you. Okay, question came in from Jordan. What information will the homeowner need to provide other than their Enphase site ID when signing up?
They shouldn't, well, in the short term to start with, before we've got the kind of what we call OAuth authentication, which is effectively the pop-up that appears in the app. We ask for the name on the Enphase account, the email address on the Enphase that's registered to the Enphase account, and their site ID. The reason for asking this information is so that we can verify, so that Enphase can verify, and we can verify that it's the correct customer, it's the correct battery that we're kind of looking to control. What post kind of July 2023, when we have the in-app process, the way it's been designed is that effectively we are integrated with Enphase's systems, whereby when the Enlighten app pops up inside the Octopus Energy app and they provide their credentials, that's kind of a smart way to ensure that that then surfaces to us the site ID and the kind of control token from there. So when it comes to that point, they won't actually need the site ID. All they'll need to do is log into their Enphase Enlighten app within our interface, accept the kind of accept the connectivity, and that's all they need to do. They won't need to find their site ID from that point of view. So really making it as seamless as possible for the customer.
All right, a question came in from Ray. How about referring others to the program that they aren't aware of it? Is there any kind of incentive for that? It's like a referral bonus or something like that.
Yeah, we have a refer a friend program for our existing customers. That's kind of open to anybody. So yes, if they refer their friends to Octopus, they get $50 each. So if I was to refer you, Tony, I would get $50, and you would also get $50. Again, that goes onto the credit on the customer's account. There's no limit in terms of how many referrals they can make. So yeah, we want to make it as easy as possible for customers to refer, give them in additional incentives, and yes, if they want to connect their battery too, then fantastic, they get even more rewards on top of that.
Okay, question about incentive amounts from Raquel. You said $40 minimum, 10 kilowatts. I think she meant to say 10 kilowatt hours. If they have two 10 kilowatt hour batteries, would they get double, $80?
No, it's a single fixed incentive for the battery type. We just need a minimum. We just need the minimum in order for us to kind of be able to offer that. But obviously, the more kind of capacity of battery you have, the more that you can potentially earn from kind of export values on top of that.
Okay, I guess a clarification question from Ray again about the refer a friend program. Is $50 to the new customer as well as the person who referred? So yes, I think you answered that.
Yes.
It is $50 for each. Yeah.
Yes, so $50 for the referrer and $50 for the referee, and that's added as a credit to the account after the first payment on the person who's referred account. Customers can find their referral. We kind of send customers a unique referral link that they can kind of send out or share on social, share via other messaging formats. It can also be found inside the app.
All right. Well, those are all the questions that were typed in. If you do have a question, now is the time to type it in there. I'll pause for a few seconds to make sure that we are not leaving any questions unanswered. And again, if you do have any questions after we've concluded this webinar, I encourage you to either email Octopus Energy directly, or if it's about Enphase programs in general, you can email Enphase at gridservices@enphase.com. Or you can, if you don't remember those emails, you can just reply to the GoToWebinar email. It'll come to me, and I'll make sure that the right person responds to you.
We've also added a link to the bottom of the GridBoost page that if you're an installer who's interested in either a referral plan for Octopus customers or and kind of promoting this plan to your existing or kind of new customers, please do get in touch. There's a kind of a link there under the Let's Get in Touch. Sorry, on the Let's Get in Touch part of it, which takes you to a type form to kind of fill in your information, and we'll get back in touch.
Okay, a question from Alex came in. Will any areas in a deregulated area not be allowed to take part?
No, anybody who is in a area that Octopus Energy can service, so that's, as I said, the deregulated parts of Texas, as long as you can sign up to a retail plan, you will be able to take part in this program. All
right, well, it appears as though those are all the questions that we have today. I'd like to thank Tom and Liz for joining us today. Or Katie, I apologize. Tom and Katie for joining us today to share all this great information about Octopus Energy. As you can tell, we're getting to know each other, and hopefully this partnership will continue for years to come. And also thanks to Steve and Sarah and Kaushik for supporting this webinar as well. Thanks very much. We look forward to hearing from you, and looking forward to you signing up for this program. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.